Did you know that Airbnb launched in 2008 when hotels had already existed for centuries? That Spotify started in 2006, decades after music was available everywhere? And Apple released the iPhone in 2007, years after cell phones were common? The most successful companies in history entered saturated markets. And today, I'll show you why the same principle applies to your YouTube channel, no matter how crowded your niche seems. Stay until the end, where I'll share the one question that instantly reveals whether your niche has untapped potential, even if thousands of creators are already there. First, we need to understand what true market saturation actually means, because most people use the term incorrectly. True saturation occurs when audience demands is completely fulfilled. Competition, on the other hand, just means multiple creators are serving the same audience. YouTube niches like productivity, cooking, or fitness aren't saturated, they are competitive. There's an important difference. In a saturated market, new demand isn't being created. In a competitive market, demand continues to grow or evolve. The question isn't whether other creators exist in your space. The question is, are all possible audience needs being met perfectly? Let's look at some numbers that might surprise you. Over 500 hours of content are uploaded to YouTube every minute, but watch time has increased by 60% year over year. The average person now consumes nearly 7 hours of video content daily. This means audience capacity is growing faster than content creation in most niches. The pie is getting bigger, not just being divided into smaller pieces. In 2004, Chris Anderson coined the term the long tail to describe how digital markets enable endless niche specialization. On YouTube, this means even micro-niches can find sustainable audiences. The mainstream might be competitive, but as you move down to the specificity curve, opportunities multiply. When someone says the fitness niche is saturated, they are missing the fact that there are hundreds of untapped sub-niches within it. Fitness for busy parents, strength training for former athletes over 40, mobility work for desk workers, and countless others. Now, let's flip the script and examine why a seemingly crowded niche might be the best place to start. A niche with many creators has proven demand. It's like a busy restaurant district. The crowd indicates people want what's being offered. When I was deciding on my YouTube focus, I initially worried about entering the creator education space because of channels like Amy Landino, Think Media, and Ali Abdal. Then I realized their success wasn't a barrier. It was validation that people actively seek this content. In established niches, audiences already understand the content format and value proposition. You don't have to explain why your content matters. You just have to explain why your perspective is worth considering. Think about cryptocurrency content in 2013 versus 2021. Early creators spent most of their time explaining what cryptocurrency was. Creators who entered later could focus on unique insights because the audience was already educated on the basics. So, how do you carve out your space in a competitive niche? Let's break down 3 specific strategies. Strategy number 1, the perspective advantage. Your unique life experiences create a perspective no one else has. This isn't just feel-good advice, it's your competitive edge. Look at the tech review space. On paper, it's incredibly saturated. Marcus stands out with his cinematic quality and focus on the premium experience, while Tech Me Out is relatable to users worldwide because of the tech consumer perspective. These creators exist in supposedly saturated niches, yet each attracts a distinct audience through their unique perspective. Strategy number 2, audience specification. Narrow your focus to a specific subset of the broader audience. Instead of fitness content, create fitness content for new parents with limited time. Instead of productivity tips, offer productivity systems for creative professionals who hate structure. The more specific your audience focus, the less competition you'll face and the more deeply you'll connect with your viewers. Strategy number 3, intentional constraint. Sometimes less is more. Adding deliberate constraints can make your content more memorable. Think about channels like Binging with Babish. cooking food from movies and TV, tiny desk concerts, all performances happen at a little desk, or primitive technology. No talking, no music, just building tools from scratch. Constraints create clarity and recognition. Your constraint could be time-based, everything explained in under 5 minutes. It could be aesthetic, consistent visual style, or conceptual, approaching every topic through a specific framework. Let's look at creators who entered seemingly crowded spaces and still found massive success. Cara and Nate, travel bloggers who joined years after the niche was well established. They carved space by committing to 100 countries, embracing a DIY, couple next door vibe that made their adventures feel attainable and genuine. Emma Chamberlain brought raw authenticity and self-deprecated humor to the blogging niche. Peter McKinnon didn't invent photography tutorials, he just brought his authentic energy to them in a way nobody else was doing at that scale. Notice something about all these examples? They didn't pioneer their categories, they entered established spaces but brought something distinctly themselves to the table. None of them focused on being better than existing creators. They focused on being different in a way that resonated with audiences. Now, for that one question I promised that instantly reveals whether your niche has untapped potential. Can I think of 10 specific questions or problems within my niche that either haven't been addressed well or that I could approach with a fresh perspective? If you can answer yes, and I bet you can, then your niche is not too saturated for you. Those 10 questions are your first 10 videos. Each one is an opportunity to demonstrate your unique approach. Here's why this question works. True saturation would mean every conceivable question or problem has been perfectly addressed from every possible angle. This is virtually impossible in any content category. The most liberating realization I've had as a creator is that I don't need to invent something revolutionary. I just need to bring my authentic perspective to topics that matter to me and could help others. Your unique combination of experiences, interest, and voice means you'll resonate with people who might not connect with other creators in your space, even if they are bigger or more established. Remember, if Starbucks had decided coffee shops were too saturated to enter in 1971, if Google had thought research engines were too crowded in 1998, or if TikTok had believed media was too established in 2016, we'd be missing most of the impactful companies in their categories. Don't let perceived saturation be your excuse not to start. Now, I want to hear from you. What niche have you been hesitant to enter because it seems too crowded? None of this is relevant if you can't talk to a camera confidently. Watch this video to improve your camera confidence within 5 videos. See you in the next one.